actually tell you that with the new system in place, most of those things existed in the previous central management system portal. That is the system we use for the deployment of the personnels. It was the same system we use for all our marketplace. It's the same system we use for generating certificates and everything. And that particular system, after the forensic audit has been discarded, a new system has just been created. That is the current system being used for the registration now. So this particular system doesn't have that marketplace yet. And if even it will have, it will be a different form. It may not follow the same criteria that it used to follow.
I see. So if you say it doesn't have it yet, is it the case that it should necessarily include a function like this?
No, it is actually supposed to be a creation through the association, the mother association of the National Service Personnel, that is the NASPA.
Right.
They are actually the ones that create that particular marketplace to be a common place that they were supposed to handle. They were supposed to manage it themselves, just like they take their monthly dues and personnel dues that goes to them directly. Mm-hmm. They were supposed to be the ones managing this particular marketplace because it was their function. Because normally the deduction, when it comes to deduction, National Service Management doesn't actually try to take anything out of the personnel allowance. Only the mother union, that is the NASPA, the National Service Personnel Association, they are in charge of all those things. Their dues and their welfare deduction, all those things go to them directly. We don't try to meddle in it.
I see. I asked this question because then what you're saying is very different from what has then been, or what is the subject of investigation now and prosecution.
That was a clear case of abuse because National Management of National Service Authority cannot take money out of the National Service Personnel's allowance unless the personnel themselves, through their mother union, the NASPA association, decide that, we want to enter into this particular purchase, high purchase, or we want to enter into this particular transaction. So we need the management to actually guarantee for us. That is the only way we can instruct maybe the controller the controller general to make the deduction because the mother union has agreed to this. But National Service Authority does not have the mandate or the authority to take any money, not even a peso, out of the service personnel's allowance without their consent.
I see. So do you have vendors, as we speak, vendors in the form of what existed that are providing a service of this nature, which is now a subject of investigation?
Yes, so all those vendors existed on the old system. Yes, they were all there. Those who provide network, those who provide data, those who provide marketplace, those who provide mattresses, electronics, they were all captured on the previous marketplace vendor. So the personnel could just go there and then subscribe to this and the deductions to be made. It was actually created to prevent personnel from going outside to enter into private high purchase agreements that could actually go to harass them. So this was actually created by the union to make it like a common place that they can actually regulate.
Well, I see. But then now that's been abused, as you indicated. It's been fraught. It's been fraught with the corruption, as has been alleged by the Attorney General.
Management had no business meddling in this at all.
So are you saying that has been done away with, and all the vendors have been laid off, or you've discontinued your engagement with all these vendors? You're going to have to do a new engagement with different set of vendors, or what?
So if you go to our new system, central management system portal now, you will see that marketplace does not exist now.
Right.
It is not there currently. What we are currently doing there is mainly getting the students to register, getting the student after registration, will get them to be deployed to all their bases. That is what we are focusing on now. Until NASPA comes to us and say, listen, this is what we want to be able to assist, because it's kind of it's like a welfare scheme for them, because their money is not in so much that they can use to purchase some of the electronic items and some of the mattresses and things that they need at a go. They use this particular means to actually get some of the things, but that is solely reserved for their control and their usage.
I see. And then is this function that is not on the system now? In fact, I've just checked. You're right. This marketplace thing is not there. But is it one that you're going to consider introducing in the future? And if so, in what form is it going to come?
That is why I'm explaining to you that myself, my Director General, and my Deputy Director General Operations, we don't have the mandate to create anything for them. Until the National Service Personnel Association comes to us and says, this is what we want, or maybe this is the form we want it now, we don't have the mandate to do anything concerning their allowances.
I see. No, but the ghost service personnel, I mean, it's interesting that we're having to deal with ghost names at the national level payroll. We're dealing with ghost national service personnel. Have you put any system, I mean, have you put any system in place to deal with this time around, that you're now having people wait, I mean, service personnel, prospective service personnel wait for so long because you said you're working on the system? Are you going to put your neck on the chopping board and say this is foolproof and we're not going to have any situation with ghost service personnel?
As far as the system is concerned, and as far as I've been able to, my directors of IT and the deployment directors have made me see, what they've demonstrated so far varies in large proportion to the previous one. This current system, one, does not even allow you to continue if you enter wrong data. So most of the challenges a lot of our prospective personnel are having now is because even the dates and some of them, the names on their Ghana card does not even tally with what is in the school. Just an omission of a middle name, the system can deny you continuation, unlike the previous one. If you enter, like some were using 0 years, even in the previous system, to enter as their name, as their date of birth, this current system prevents you from doing that. And the payment system and everything that we do at the secretariat now goes through the gift miss as I speak to you now. So now there is a central control and auditing system even in all our expenses. And like my Director General said, this particular system will be subject to yearly audits. Though the system itself has a self-auditing trail, whatever you do on the system now, it leaves you up-to-date evidence of whatever you went into the system to do, whoever you are, wherever you are, and it even gives geolocation as to what you did, at what time, at which place. So if I was speaking to you right now on the system, it would have recorded every conversation you and I are having on this particular subject if we were using the system now. And aside that, the new system also has enhanced features that also prevents you that, aside taking your live location, whilst it's taking your live location, it also maps out your geolocation. So if you are TV3 and you are registering, it captures you that you are in TV3 and try to tell you everything around TV3 for you to be able to even make your choice.
So you talk about the integrity of the system. How about the integrity of the people who are manning the system? Have you put
that is why we are subjecting ourselves to the yearly, the annual auditing or annual review of the system by all the agencies of auditing agencies, Auditor General, or even private agencies. We open it up every year, unlike the previous one. We open our system up every year for auditing, just to make sure, even if the system is foolproof, human beings don't try to compromise it.
I see. So, and before I let you go, there's a number of service personnel are watching right now. They want to find out what measures have been put in place by the management to ensure that NSS dues are not subjected to abuse again.
Oh, even today, most of the challenges we're having with the, like I described earlier on with our system, they would have had to go to Ghana Publishing, go to pay 1,200 to do the gazetting and affidavit. It will take them like almost 3 weeks before they get it. Management, through our Director General, was able to plead with publishing. Ghana Publishers brought them to our headquarters. We brought the commissioners of oath there. Everything was done for them, even at a reduced rate of 700 cedis. And with that, they can even get their names gazetted within 7 days. Even tomorrow, we are also bringing the NIA there to be able to reconcile all the details that they've been able to get so that things can move faster for them. But like I said, the law prohibits National Service Management from laying a finger on the National Service personnel's allowance.
Okay.
Once it comes and we push it to them, we don't have any hand in how they use it. But if their mother union, the NASPA, writes and says, this is what we as a body wants to be taken from our money for, that one, we allow them to do it. Okay. Once they accept their executives to do that, and even that, not even a PESWA is supposed to come into our account.
I see. Well, and this is one that we're going to keep an eye on. We're monitoring you every step of the way, just so you know. But I thank you. I thank you.
I also plead with you to help us continue the advocacy that at least we may, the finance minister may hear our cry and maybe smile on us and increase the allowance for our brothers and sisters as well. That is something the management has been pushing for. We've been to Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, and we are praying and hoping that there will be good tidings for us come this November.
It's something we support as well. Thank you. We have some national service persons in here, so thank you. Thank you for talking to us. Donko Foseni is Deputy Director General, Finance and Administration at the National Service Authority there. Now let's stay a bit further with issues of court. Let me just remind you, we have an exclusive interview with Dr. Kamal Din Ali. He's a naval captain retired. He's the current Director General of the Ghana Maritime Authority. Give an update on a rather unfortunate incident, that boat that capsized on the Volta Lake, leading to the death of almost over 10 people. Now, stay with us, because that's coming up in a bit. But coming up next show on Ghana Tonight, we have an update for you as well in the ongoing trial of Professor Christopher Ameah-Akonfi and Solomon Asamoah in connection with the infamous SkyTrain project that never was. Dennis Paberi-Wadam Esquire is with me. He was in court earlier today. Lawyers for Professor Christopher Ameah-Akonfi, the former board chair of the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, have withdrawn their services. Dennis, why? What's going on?
Well, so I mean, it's very normal for such things to happen if there's a disagreement between counsel and then clients. I mean, counsel can withdraw their representation. So it's one of those things.
I see.
I say so because the letter that was written to the court, which was, it did not indicate what the reasons were. But Prof himself had indicated that there were some misunderstanding between them for which they are mediating. So, I mean, basically that's about it. So he now has to look for another lawyer or to engage services of other lawyers. So because of that, the proceedings for today could not carry on. And that basically was an application they had to stay proceedings. That's because they had earlier filed a motion seeking the Attorney General to disclose to them some documents. Some documents to the effect that they needed those documents to be able to help their case.
Right.
And as the law is, I mean, they're entitled to that if indeed that kind of document exists. The Attorney General opposed that. And the basis for the opposition is that the documents that they were asking for, they do not have that document. So there's no way they could give such a document. The court ruled against them. That is to say, the court dismissed that application for that disclosure. So they went on an appeal. So while on an appeal, they came back to the High Court to say, stay the proceedings, let's deal with the one at the Court of Appeal and come back. However, when they were there today to move that application, the second accused person, who is in the person of Prof, did not have his lawyer. So they had to adjourn the case just to allow him to get a lawyer so that on the next adjourned date, they can have that business done.
I see. And I know that this is one that you're following quite closely, and we'll see. So it's incumbent on Christopher Amia Kofi, Professor, to get a new lawyer, right? And then we'll see how things go.
That's it, sure.
Thank you. This is Ghana Tonight, but let's take focus just a bit away from the courts. This time around, coming up next, in a rather tragic development in Keta, that's Ketekrachi, I beg your pardon, Ketekrachi in the Oti region, where over 10 people lost their lives in a boat accident. We engaged the Director General of the Ghana Maritime Authority on safety matters. Now, this is where the concern comes to, and there are calls for maritime safety reforms following the Ketekrachi boat disaster, which claimed 15 lives, including 11 children. On Saturday, October 11, according to the Ghana Maritime Authority, the boat, which was reportedly overloaded, capsized while crossing a section of the Volta Lake. The victims included children aged between 2 and 14 years, along with 4 adults. 4 others survived the disaster. And these are the scenes you see there, quite a troubling development. Dr. Kamaldeen Ali, a retired naval captain, but is the Director General of the Ghana Maritime Authority. He's joining us right now. Dr. Kamaldeen, good evening. Thank you for joining us here on Ghana Tonight.
Yeah, good evening, Alfred, and good evening to all our listeners.
Quite a heartbreaking incident on the Volta Lake. And the unfortunate thing is, it is not the first time. So for the many who have been reading this, fundamental question is, what is the Maritime Authority doing to ensure that these tales of deaths on the Volta Lake is discontinued?
Yeah, thank you very much. It is indeed heartbreaking. And as an authority, our condolences goes to the whole, all the families that have lost their dear ones in this rather avoidable disaster. We share with them absolutely in their pain. And we also thank Her Excellency, the Vice President, that is leading a team to the disaster communities tomorrow, including the Honorable Minister of Transport, my own minister, Honorable Joseph Nipe. Let's put things in context. Much as most of us on a daily basis will use road transportation and do it seamlessly and many times in a day, we should understand that in many communities in our country, they could go for a whole 1 month, 2 months without using any form of road transportation. That is to say that using boats and water transportation, whether a formal or the artisanal type, is also their main way of commuting from one place to the other. So in that context, just as you have many boats or many cars on the road, that is how you have many boats on the road, on the water. We shouldn't be having accidents on land. When we have accidents on land, there are certain factors that account for that mostly. In the same way, when we have such incidents, there are certain factors that account for that. Generally, there are 3 causes of accidents on the water. One could be weather.